Welcome, GeoTrig. This section's on 5.3, double angle, power reducing, and half angle formulas. The essential question is, how do I hold all these formulas? Let's begin. Here's all these formulas. Write them down. I think the main focus is going to be double angle and these half angles. Not so much the power reducing, but just write them down. I don't have examples of those. Now, I have a few other double angle. See this cosine here? There's a few other like corollaries of that, you can call that. So a few different ways of writing the same thing, and that's just using the Pythagorean identity to create new problems, but just a few different ways of writing that. So might as well write those down too. Alright, so let's use some of those. If sine of theta equals 4/5 and theta lies in quadrant 2, find the exact value of sine of 2 of theta. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch a triangle. So I'm going to draw my perfectly straight axes. And then a triangle lies in quadrant 2. So I'm going to sketch it in quadrant 2. And this is going to be theta. And so sine is opposite over hypotenuse. That's going to be 4/5. That would make this x value here. This is going to be 3 or kind of negative 3 here. Put that as negative 3 because we're going negative on the x direction. Find the exact value of sine of 2 theta. So we're going to use the double angle formula. Sine of 2 theta equals 2 times sine of theta cosine of theta. We know what sine of theta equals. That equals 4/5. Cosine of theta is going to equal adjacent over hypotenuse, so negative 3/5. And I'm going to use this double angle formula. So sine of 2 theta, which we're trying to find, equals 2 times sine of theta, 4/5, times cosine of theta, negative 3/5. So multiply that out for us. So it's going to be 2 times 4 times negative 3, so negative 24/25. That's what sine of 2 theta would equal. Alright, next problem. If sine of theta equals, that lies in quadrant 2, find the exact value of cosine of 2 theta. So it's a very similar problem this time. But we're going to use a different formula here because we've got to find cosine 2 theta. We're going to use cosine squared minus sine squared. So in this case, we know our sine of theta equals 4/5. We know our cosine will equal negative 3/5. So plugging that in, that's going to be cosine of 2 theta equals negative 3/5 squared minus 4/5 squared. So that's going to be 9/25 minus 16/25, and that's going to be negative 7/25. There's your answer. Let's try another one very similar. Let's find the tangent of 2 theta using the same thing. So, well, tangent of 2 theta breaks up right here in this double angle formula. So, and what's tangent of theta is going to equal opposite over adjacent, so 4/-3, or negative 4/3. Like the negative on top. So tangent, what did it do to me? Tangent of 2 theta is going to equal 2 times tangent of theta, so negative 4/3, over 1 minus tangent squared. So negative 4/3 squared. Well, to simplify that fraction on top, I get negative 8/3 over 1 minus 16/9. Now that 1 can be rewritten. I'm just going to erase it. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I can rewrite that 1 as 9/9 over 16/9. So what we're going to get is negative 8/3 over 9 minus 16, negative 7/9. So when we're dividing fractions, I hate writing fractions over fractions. So I'm going to write that as negative 8/3 times the reciprocal when you're dividing. So the reciprocal is going to be 9 over negative 7. And then negatives are going to cancel. And so these are gone. 3 and 9 is going to reduce to 3 on top and nothing on bottom. So I'm left with 24/7 as my answer. And that's it. Let's do another one. So we're going to use the half angle theorems. Use cosine of 210 degrees equals negative square root of 3/2, which from the unit circle. Find the exact value of cosine of 105 degrees. So use this half angle formula. So the cosine, and basically our theta in this case, is going to equal 210, or not theta, the alpha, excuse me, is 210 degrees. So we can say the cosine of 210 over 2, which reduces to 105, equals plus or minus the square root of 1 plus cosine of 210 degrees, so negative radical 3 over 2, divided by 2. Now I want to simplify this mess. So that's going to be 1. So changing that 1, I don't want to write that as 1. I want to change that as 2 over 2 plus radical 3 over 2 all over 2, plus or minus. Let's combine that into one big fraction, so it'll be 2 plus radical, no, because it's going to be minus at this point, because I forgot that minus sign. 2 minus radical 3 over 2 over 2. Alright, and that is going to simplify when you're dividing a fraction. Basically, this is just being multiplied, so that's going to be 2 minus radical 3 over 4, plus or minus the square root of that, which I can break that up into plus or minus the square root of 2 minus radical 3 over square root of 4, which is going to be plus or minus square root of 2 minus square root of 3 over 2. And that is so gross, but that's going to be your answer. Alright, that's it. I think I didn't